Welcome back to Les Schwab Tire Center's Outdoor GPS. Now it's real time, sponsored by the Mill Casino.
Welcome back, everyone. We're lucky on a Sunday morning during duck season to get Dominic Aiello in from Kershaw. Dominic, it's great to see you, man.
Good to see you.
I haven't seen you out in the field, which is a darn good thing. What have you been doing? Have you been? I know that you were deer hunting when duck season initially opened. How did your deer season go?
I had 2 tags, one in Idaho, one in Oregon. I filled the Idaho tag.
Okay.
Did not fill the Oregon tag. It was a struggle. Saw deer every single day, but nothing that could shoot.
All right. So tell me about Idaho. I haven't hunted elk or deer in Idaho. I know that it's not hard, not talking hunting wise, but to get a tag, right? There's a lot of different ways that you can get tags over in Idaho. They're much different than we are here in Oregon. Was it an easy tag for you to get, and was it the tag that you wanted?
Wasn't the tag that I wanted. It was an easier tag to get. It was in southeast Idaho. Okay. And they were part of that big winter kill 2 years ago.
Right, okay.
So it was an easier tag to get because it's such a hard hunt. But me and my buddy went over there for 5 days and got lucky and filled one.
Very cool. Nice deer?
Yeah, it was a smaller deer.
Well, whatever. Deer's deer.
Yeah.
I had roadkill just a couple of days ago, blacktail from last year. Y'all remember the story. It's a true story. Well, good. At least you were getting out. And your Oregon hunt, tell us about that. I know for me, that last week of September for our elk season, it was as hot as can be. It was brutal. We got some deer, but it wasn't what we were after. How was the conditions for you? And what was there a reason why you think you didn't get a deer here?
I was on a Catherine Creek LOP tag.
Okay.
But it's
landowner tag.
Landowner tag that's open to the public.
Interesting.
So I was competing with, just anybody that had the general Catherine Creek tag.
Okay.
Conditions were good. Overall, it was cool. It was a little wet. And like I said, we were seeing deer every single day, but we just never ended up encountering anything that I wanted to shoot.
Okay. So nothing that was just quite big enough for whatever you were looking for.
Exactly.
He's a trophy hunter, everyone. He's a trophy. Hey, it's hunting. You got to have standards. You got to figure out what it is that you want to do. All right. Now, there's an upcoming warehouse sale. Last year, I think was our second time that we've had a chance to talk about it here on GPS. The first time we talked about it, I was shocked at how big the warehouse sale itself is, how many people actually go there, for a couple of different reasons. One, their motivation, because there's a lot of people that are there that opening day. So this is the 6th, 7th, and 8th of December over in Tualatin at the warehouse. Tell everybody what this warehouse sale really is and why they would want to take advantage of that opportunity.
Yeah, so we actually closed down the factory. We moved machinery out of the factory, open it up to the public. Public comes through, and we have basically everything that we offer, maybe not everything, but almost everything that we offer at huge discounts. So we have USA second quality, so they're going to have maybe a cosmetic ding, functional, no functional issues, and they'll be up to 70% off.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we have our kitchen brands there as well, Schoon, Kai Housewares. So it's extremely popular. Some people camp out. We actually have people that camp starting usually Wednesday. They'll camp out ahead of time, be first in line, get through.
So they can take advantage and get what they want.
Exactly.
Okay, I got you.
It's a thing that they've been doing for years and like to keep it going.
That warehouse is, number one, unbelievably impressive. I was not shocked, but I didn't realize how massive it really was, how many different types of machinery that you have there. And the different functions that they do is impressive. Now, you mentioned that you move a lot of that out of there, but is that part of the experience for people? They kind of get to see what goes into making the knives, or is that kind of blocked off?
You can see some machinery, but for the most part, we have a lot of it taped off.
Okay.
But you'll still hear machines going because they do keep part of the factory operating during the sale. So it is a noisy environment, not only just because of the people, but you also have machines going too.
Okay, it was super impressive. And having the chance to meet the founder of Kershaw when we were there a handful of months ago, whatever it was, that was also very, very cool as well. Okay, so you mentioned that's going to kind of close down a little bit. USA knives are there, but how about knives much like this one here, which is one of my favorite. Although I will admit I didn't catch a lot of big fish this year where I needed the 12-inch curved fillet or scimitar, whatever you might want to call it. But this is an imported knife, not one of the USA-made knives. Are those also available at the sale?
Absolutely. We have our full lineup of both USA and imported models. And the USA, like I said, are cosmetic defects. The imported stuff is first quality.
Okay, so they're just fresh here. They're still available. So if you wanted to get from the entry level to the high end, I am seriously going to take a look at the
Livewire.
Livewire. Why do I keep forgetting? It's all part of an AC/DC song, for crying out. We did a whole gig on it. I even built my own. Look, I've got mine right here. I never leave home without it. And it's the 50th anniversary one as well, so it's kind of special all by itself. But that is one, if you get your opportunity to find one of those things, if it's blemmed or not, do it. I'm just saying, if you don't have to touch a blade at all, the safety level goes through the roof. And I didn't really catch on to that until one of the engineers mentioned it, and I'm like, well, that's absolutely true. I've never had to touch that darn blade, which is safety all the way around. So you got a lot of options when you head over there. But what are some of the things that people might not be aware? I would say the number one question that we get about Kershaw, other than basic pocket knives that we talk about here on the show, is the kitchen knives. Now, those are not necessarily the Kershaw line. Those are the Kai, and what's the other one?
Shun.
Shun. So a lot of folks are curious about that. Is that part? That's all part of that.
It's part of the sale.
Sale as well. Are those USA, or not USA, but firsts, or are those blems as well?
It'll be a mix.
Be a mix.
So the Shun line will largely be cosmetic blems. Those are made in Japan, handcrafted.
And they're beautiful.
It's like the Ferrari of kitchen knives.
They're absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah, their edge retention, the attention to detail just on the finishes and everything is just above all else.
Right. Some of the packages that I saw when we were there were extremely impressive. When you first walk into their warehouse or their facility, there's a huge wall that displays them. You saw it in our clip that we did, and a lot of them are just artwork. But they're fully functional, of course.
Absolutely.
Yourself, do you get to use those yourself?
Yeah, we have some Shuns at the house.
Okay, well, I'm going to put that on the list of stuff for my house, please, because they're super nice. There's a lot of different options. They get spinny.
They do.
But if you can take advantage of the sale, right, and I would take advantage of it for yourself, but this is a great time for Christmas, too, where folks can get deals and utilize that for their Christmas presents. Would that be a good bit of advice for it?
Absolutely. We have grandpas come in buying a whole basket full of knives because it's going to their grandson and their great-grandson, and it's a great time to shop.
And I bet you it's fun. You guys got food and stuff there for people?
We do have food trucks outside.
Okay.
And coffee and food and everything, and there are bathrooms outside as well, because there is a line sometimes.
Right. Well, like you mentioned, people who actually get out there and camp for a little while. The photos that we got last year were people wrapped around the building before it actually opened up. So it is an event, as well as obviously a way that you can save a little bit of dough. Yeah,
and if you don't want to wait in line, if you want to try and avoid a long wait, in the afternoon's a good time to go, or even wait until Sunday. It's a lot slower, but Friday, anticipate a wait.
Okay. A wait to get in.
To get in.
Okay, and then, so let's say this, because a lot of us go to the Sportsman Show, right? And there's always been that theory that if you get there on the opening day of the Sportsman Show, that you're going to find everything that you want and get the best deal or whatever else. Is there any tricks that you might share? Like, is it, wait until Sunday and take advantage, or everything pretty much gone by then?
Some of the higher-end USA-made stuff might be gone. Our inventory may be depleted by Sunday afternoon. But for the most part, we try and spread things out so that you can take advantage of finding a good deal every day.
Okay, and it is well worth it, everyone. Trust me, it's a local company. Kershaw, one of the #1 companies in the world, unquestionable. And the majority of the stuff you're going to find there is made right here. Your neighbors, friends and neighbors are building those things here in town, in Tualatin. So there's a ton of different reasons to head over and check them out. Myself, if I were going there, I'm looking for fillet knives, I'm looking for pocket knives, and I would absolutely be looking for kitchen sets, kitchen knives, just because you can save a ton of money and have just a beautiful set of knives, and all the accessories that go along with it too. I mean, there's more than just knives, but there's everything else that goes with it.
Knife blocks, sharpeners.
Everything.
Everything.
It's well worth the time to go check it out. And it's not, if you're watching my show, a lot of you are, maybe close to Idaho or in Idaho. Maybe you're up towards Seattle or down south. If you are able to make that trip, it is well worth doing it. And this upcoming segment, we're going to have our Chevy Silverado Tech Tip with Dominic. We're going to talk a little bit about sharpening and maintaining and taking care of your knives, which is extremely important. If you make an investment in a high-end quality knife, or for that matter, even the imported inexpensive knives, you have to take care of them, right? You have to be able to use them whenever you want to, and that takes maintenance. But there's ways that Kershaw can help you do that post-purchase, let alone if you break one, if you just dole it up. We covered that in some of the video clips that we've done over there, but we'll talk a little bit more about that with Dominic when we come back from this break. But we got a lot more, and I have to start talking duck hunting. He actually got me sidetracked before the show started. I was nowhere near where my mindset was because I was thinking, where am I supposed to be today? Where would I go if I was heading out? Are you hunting today?
I'll be after the show. I'm heading out and meet my wife.
Oh. Public land?
Private.
I already know the answer. We'll be back in just a minute.